I have just found one of the most amazing books in Jerry's library. And the funny part is I really don't know what's in it because all of it's in German, and German is not a language that I actually know. Although it's kind of easy to skim over German and kind of know what's going on because like English and German have common ancestry, but it's not something that I can actually read, and I couldn't tell you what every sentence means. So, without further ado, um, this I'm not even going to try to pronounce the title, but what is important about this book isn't really what the title is. It's really the author, Professor W. Feitknecht. Yeah, I'm not going to be great at this. Feitknecht. Um, and so here, I'll show you. At first, I was like, man, I don't know why Jerry went and wrote like the author's name right here on the page with like the date, because I mean, Jerry goes and writes his name here on the back page with like the date, and he knows what the author's name is because like the author's name is written right there on the page, it's like printed there on the page. So why would you do that? And then it was like, wait, that's not Jerry's handwriting. It's the author's handwriting. It's the author signing the book. The author signed the book. Jerry was there and got the book when he was in Bern getting his degree. I think he's either graduate or PhD. He was able to get the book signed by the author who wrote it. For all I know, he like took a class under this guy. So, that's if you couldn't make it out because the date's a little bit squiggly here. Bern, December 8th, 1949. And Jerry just put December 1949 on the back here, and just kind of underlined it because that's what he did with all of his books. I've like gone through all of his books, always have his name written either here, sometimes it's on the front, but usually it's here on the inside, and then he tends to write down when he got it, and where he was, like the city that he was in. And it's really interesting. You can actually look through his books and just kind of know like where in the world was Jerry. So I want to talk about the book for a little bit. The book, as far as I could tell, is the basics of chemics and physics and chemistry. I think we'd call this like physical sciences at this point, with like, you know, some chemistry added. But like what we've got in here is I'm looking at the table of contents. The table of contents, obviously, everything is in German, so the table of contents is also in German. So you could take a look at that and know if you can read it. But we're looking at, I don't know those words. I don't know those words. I just don't know those words. But later on, I do know the words. Like there's thermochemie, is obviously thermochemistry. Chemische kinetic. So we have kinetic. Like kinetic chemistry, kinetics and chemistry. Homogeneous reaction, so homogeneous reaction, heterogeneous reaction, catalysts, catalyse, electrochemie, electrochemistry, electrolyze, photochemie, so photochemistry, periodisches System und Atombau. So I think this is like the periodic table and kind of the periodic the periods that the periodic part of the periodic table. I think it's about that. Der Atomkern, die inner Elektronenhole. I think this is about what is inside out of atoms, like the nucleus and stuff like that. Die Chemisbindung, die Atombindung, die metallische Bindung, Nebenvalenzbindung. Like, I'm just reading out words I don't know at this point, so sorry. But oh my gosh, here we go. Look at these diagrams. These are crystal. Actually, Jerry specialized in crystals and crystal structures, so I could see why this book in particular he would definitely seek out. We've got some more crystal structures here. Like, really, I think these diagrams are fascinating. I love looking through chemistry books to see this kind of stuff. You really learn a lot about geometry and sacred geometry and where in nature it shows up, even in the tiniest places. How geometry itself is kind of determined by like what the chemistry itself allows the connections to do, and how it allows the connections to arrange. Like, there's really no other way that it could be shaped and no other way that it could do things. Let's see, we've got an illustration. I'm trying to figure out what might be the context of it. I think this is illustrations of what you look at, what you can see from a particle collider. Results from a particle collider. I think it's just like kind of an illustration of an example of it, though, instead of actual photographic results. I think that would look a little different. That looks drawn by a pen. Chromatographic analysis. It's over here. So that's this book. If you're interested in this book, I don't know how many copies of it exist in the wild, how easy this one is to find. Some information about this particular copy. It's printed in 1949. It's actually, like this era of books, you'd often have these little ads on the inside cover that look very distinctive. So here's the title page. And then there's a forward. Vorwort. Forward. I love how if you just sound it out, you pretty much know what it says. The foreword is written in Bern in March 1948. So, this is an interesting book. Obviously, you get the most value out of it if you understand German, which I obviously do not. But this in particular, it's amazing to know that Jerry met the author in person and the author signed it back in 1949 in Bern, Switzerland. Like, this is it's a piece of history. It's gone through so many very interesting and knowledgeable hands, and now it is in mine. And I feel smarter having held it. See ya.